Thank you for the introduction. So we are coming from Lithuania, where are many companies that support us in optics, lasers, and so on. But our section is very unique. We work with ultra-short pulse lasers to introduce solutions for contract manufacturing services in various materials, but mostly trending in glass, I would say. So who we are? We are a company of 60 now people, roughly. Grew up double in size during the COVID. And the reason is very simple, is that during the last few years, industry saw that more and more investment has to be done in introducing more startups and more unique designs in diagnostics, including machines for optics and so on. So all the experience we gather in many years behind us, that we did R&D, draw the conclusion that we work with the customers in a very simple way. We start at very early stages with them when they have the original idea, what they want to introduce to the market. Usually they come to us with the idea how things can get better and what you can show unique or what you can do better than the big players do. And we start there. Things go usually pretty slowly at the beginning, but afterwards everyone has a dream to introduce scalable production. So this is the core knowledge that we have to show prototyping capabilities with scalable production. And if the things go very well, we also help you to establish the production in your own facility with laser micromachining systems. That's other part of our business as well. So today we're going to talk mostly about the glass, but we also work with materials beyond that, simply because laser technology is unique enough to work with them all as we know. So what we learned during the last few years is that many investors threw the money essentially to the glass because it was trending in applications as diagnostics, including actually optical companies that were designing their own components to investigate properties of fluidics and other components and raw materials essentially. What really happened is that there were many complex structures that we got inquiries for because the idea was to, of course, cure the COVID, but also to investigate blood chip diagnostics and so on. Applications were pushing companies as us to develop solutions that could be done not only prototype, but also in very commercially viable way, I would say. So this is another benefit from glass, that they are essentially, the substrates are scalable rather easily compared to other materials that are quite expensive to manufacture in a scalable way. And one message was very simple to us, is that guys, can you help us to have solutions in the future that we can introduce for many years to come? So what we do really is we're looking for ways in our laser micromachining systems to solve all the problems that come in the way. So here you see, we call it FemtoGLASS, essentially laser dicing machine with all the solutions integrated, so you could have your chips or optics dicing in-house, and it would be as easily handleable as possible. What we try to integrate in the machine is to have it the way our customers wanted it. So simply, industry standards said to us that 8 inches they are trending now, but 12 inches is coming too. So we have 2 solutions in-house now to show production to different industry standards. Also, no one could fix their designs to single thickness, so machine has capability to track thickness and also to vary it for dicing operation according to the design there is, really. And for simpler handling, because our customers do not come from the same background as we do, solution was very simple that was needed to be introduced, is that sample would be recognized as easily as possible. So some of them do have fiducials, but because of the speed for production and simplicity, some of them don't. So we also have the solution to track sample shape and to recognize the position without any fiducials on the wafer as well. So this is how the results look from our eyes. Maybe some of you also look at them the same way. So sub-micrometer accuracy with dicing lanes, inner, outer contours, holes, and so on. But if we zoom out, how our customers really see the things is that, so all the photos you see, of course, are from designs we did to our customers. They ask, okay, so can we do bigger scale always? So, yeah, so glass is trending from our opinion, especially in prototyping. Afterwards, of course, PDMS and other films can be translated to those designs for very low-cost products that we also do. Also, industries are looking to change many materials that are very different to as simple layers as possible. So more simplicity comes from having single material bonded together, but that's more for the future, I would say. And also to tighten the size of the chips, and for all the agnostics to smaller scale, they also try to have as thin layers as possible. And that's why more and thin glasses come into play. So what future brings to us is having all the steps in more simple manner. For that sense, no one wants to have handling in 3 different machines as much as it is possible. We're trying to have hybrid processes in a single device, so you wouldn't have to transfer your production from one machine to another. So you can combine really eventually dicing, bonding, and marking process in a single machine. So it would minimize your production time and naturally the cost per chip eventually. That also has to be done automatically. For now, we work in semi-automated way to recognize the position of the sample and to work with it. In the future, the idea is to have fully automated machine that would put one wafer or layer on another one as fast as possible. And also not work only with the glass or sapphire, but also to be able to dice multiple bonded chips. So that leads us to the last idea, to have bonding integrated into the machine as well, which would be pretty unique. We have now separate bonding and dicing machines, but chips are complex enough to have multiple materials bonded together. But thin and transparent materials are not the only things that we do. We also work with thin and thick glasses for that sense. So here are more of the things that might bring into your memory something that we do as well. So thank you guys for your time.